as we've discussed in our, in the book club, part of it is fear. But I've come to the conclusion that it's really not fear as much as it is not knowing, and I have notes, not knowing how to get a conversation around to make the ask. So I know you start the conversations in Messenger or in private, and if you're doing it in Messenger and you are taking it from Facebook, and you go in and you go, oh, your kids are so cute, they're getting so big. The next sentence obviously isn't, so do you want to join my team? So how do you bring that conversation from talking about small talk to actually bringing it into moving forward with what your objective is? And that's where I'm lost. I've had conversations, and then before I've even gotten the chance to ask, because I've never been able to transition into that, the conversation has ended. So it's like, okay, we've stopped talking about what I initially said, and now the conversation's done. So how do you bring it around? How do you make that transition?
Well, I don't make small talk. I'm not a small talk person.
Okay.
I'm not here to chit chat. That's just not my personality. Literally, I don't do that at all.
So how do you somebody you don't know that you've been commenting on their pages or on their posts, and you've been liking everything, what do you do? How do you go into Messenger? How do you start the conversation?
I just ask. I know that probably sounds crazy, but literally that typical, I literally will I send voice memos, so it's a little easier for me, because for me, everyone wants the perfect script and the perfect thing to say, which I get. Duplication happens faster if everyone's just sending a script. But I
have all the scripts, but I just don't know how.
I just send a voice memo and I'm like, hey, I know this sounds crazy, but I've absolutely loved getting to know you the last couple of weeks since so-and-so's party. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? I'm just curious. I absolutely love what I do. I'm always looking to grow my team, and I was just wondering if you would be interested. And I literally just ask.
Okay, well, what if it's not from a Lip Sense party? What if it's from one of the groups that you're in?
I've loved getting to know you the last couple of weeks. We seem to have so much in common. I don't know if you know, this is what I do, and I just feel like you would crush it. Have you ever thought about it? And the thing is, if I do feel oh my gosh, she's gonna think I'm that girl, I say that. And I'll say, I totally sound like that girl right now, but, if I didn't ask you and you were thinking about it, I would feel dumb, so I at least have to ask.
Okay.
I literally, you just have to ask.
I have had that sort of conversation with people, but it's felt right with that person. But that's a very small percentage of the people that you're going to come across. There's going to be a lot of people that you make connections with that you don't have that immediate chemistry where you can say, oh, I think this would be perfect for you.
Well, so something else you could work on, and I'm not saying you don't feel this way, but I think everyone should join. I literally it's so funny. Yesterday I was watching, who was it? It was probably Jessie Lee, because she's mostly who I watch, but I really don't remember exactly. But someone was talking about how you sell stuff. It had to have been Jessie Lee. Hold on. I'm going to tell you exactly what... I have a point here, but I need to, pull up my notes from yesterday. She said, basically, the way that you sell is you're selling, the transformation. And so she was talking about... Hold on. Where is it? Oh, my gosh. Basically, describing the problems and describing how you solve it and describing the result. And she was going through this process of how you sell products, and I was like, this is why I sell the opportunity. I'm because everything she's saying, I'm the problems that I solve are the life problems. You need friends, I got it. You need to feel like you can achieve more in life. I got it. You need, like, do you want trophies and swag? I got it. Do you want to train people? Got it. Do you want to do makeup? Got it. Do you want to feel pretty? Got it. Like, literally, do you need more money? Got it. Like, it's like, got it. And so for me, it's like, everyone needs this. Literally everyone. I don't think I look at, like, a single person. I have had, like, my best guy friend, like, literally a guy I've been friends with since I was, like, 12. At one point, he joined our team because I was like, dude, you got to do this. And he's, like, a manly man. And I'm like, seriously, like, throw some stripes on your hands and women will buy from you. Like, so when you see, I mean, I don't know, again, like I said, this isn't necessarily, like, I don't mean that this isn't the way that you see it, but, like, that's how I see it. I think every single person can benefit from this opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and so, like,
I see that too. Actually, a woman this morning was jumping on the December Make Sense Foundation donation, and she messaged me and said, "Oh, I'd really love to donate, but I can't even buy Christmas presents this year."
Oh,
so
yeah.
Which was really sad. But,
Yeah.
But she doesn't buy food. She's not even one of my customers. She's somebody else's customer, but she follows me for whatever reason.
But, like, instantly, it's like, oh my gosh, I totally understand how you feel. Like, we've been in rough spots before. You know, I don't mean to, like, switch the topic, but have you ever thought about doing something like I do? And then I'll pull a story. So, like, for me, I could say, you know, I have 2 women that have joined me in the last 30 days, and both of them have sold over $2,000. That puts $1,000 in their pocket for Christmas. Like, and that's just in the last 30 days. Like, have you ever considered doing this? And so pulling people's stories, and they don't even have to be your stories, because if you're like, well, I haven't recruited anyone in the last 30 days, who has joined? Now you know someone has joined my team in the last 30 days, made $1,000, right? And so, like, pulling those stories and being the collector of stories really does help. So, like, the more people you kind of talk to collect those types of stories helps too.
Right.
But yeah, so, like, you could, and it's just, again, I know it can feel like, oh my gosh, like, she just told me this and now I'm going to try to recruit her. And it's like, yeah, you should not feel bad for wanting to help someone. And the fact that we feel bad about that is just, like, ridiculous, because it's like we literally have an opportunity where we can help someone in so many different areas of their life. So
true. Yeah. See, I think I look at myself and I haven't had the success in the last 5. I didn't really take it seriously for the first few years. I started it as a hobby, and that was my mindset, was kind of, it's a hobby. Mm-hmm. And so it's only been the last, well, at least year, maybe 2 years, but since I stopped working, well, basically 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I've really, like, I'm doing this 24/7. And I'm a lot like you. I mean, I'm the workaholic. I don't have that, oh, we work 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the afternoon.
Yeah, no.
No, it's all day, every day.
Yep.
I have something else I need to do. And then I'm still working.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I've always done. Even in my career, that's how I worked. It was, you know, all the time. So, I forget what I was saying.
Well, you were saying, like, you feel...
Yeah, so it's hard for me sometimes to... I think in my head, I felt like, oh, I can't speak about joining and being successful when I haven't been. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, in my mind a little bit.
I am going to be very honest with you. This is where we have to put our own ego aside. There's a couple of different things. There's 2 different things. The first one is the typical one, I can tell you, where, like, you know, you write down everything that this business has done for you that isn't money. Like, you're on a one-on-one call right now with one of the top leaders in the entire company. Like, I don't mean that to sound, like, braggy, but that it's a big deal. The thing is, it's a big deal to a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there who, like, their boss doesn't see them. Their CEO definitely doesn't see them. And so when you can say, like, no, one of the top leaders in the company, I'm not even on her team, but she meets with me every single week for a book club, and then I got a one-on-one call with her. It's not about the experience. It's that they go, oh my gosh, I want that. Like, I want...
Well, see, that's why I jumped on with this. That would mean something to me.
Exactly. And so that is success. There are different pieces of success. There are different things that people need in their life that's not trophies or money. I don't know, how old are you?
66.
You are gorgeous. By the way. But I actually, this is the conversation that I have with a lot of like 50 plus, is they'll tell me, I can't recruit because none of the people my age need money. And I say, like, stop focusing on the money. People your age might need friends. They might want to feel beautiful. They might want to do makeup videos because it feels good. Some of them, I've had this conversation multiple times. I don't know if this is like a pain point in general, but I definitely understand, where I'm like, what if you could say that you use it as a way to get closer to your kids who are my age, like your kids, where you can say, like, now I started doing makeup with my daughter live, like, or whatever, stories like that. It's like thinking about the women your age and like the reasons that they need this that have nothing to do with money. They're actually more powerful. They're more powerful because they don't need the money. They're not desperate. They're not quitting when they don't make a sale in the first day because they're here for a different reason. Like, I really think your age group has so much power and you guys just aren't tapping into it. And so
that's why after 5 years, I'm still here, because even though I don't have the financial success, I feel like I'm moving forward in my success
and
of being me.
Those are the stories that you need to tell. It's very important, and it's like I said, it creates a team that sticks around longer, and honestly that's probably a little happier. I always joke that my team is like literally full of anxious moms, and they would laugh. They know it's true. Like, our whole team has anxiety. Our whole team, if we don't get a sale for like 3 days, we're crying. Like, our whole team has babies falling off of them constantly on every Zoom call. They're stressed with mom guilt. Like, literally, it is like every age group is going to have its rough times, but like, it's a little tough. And I'm like, but I love when I jump on a call, with an older, mature woman, and I'm like, it's a whole different conversation. It's a whole different conversation because it's typically not a money conversation. It's more of like a fulfillment conversation. And this business can fulfill you in so many ways. But the other thing I want to tell you, I have real talk for you. This is where we have to put our ego aside, and you could get a downline that runs circles around you. All you have to do is
I'm looking for that person.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, if you're so worried that you're not successful enough, almost every one of the superstars on my team is like, their upline doesn't do very much, but like, they just got connected to the company and they can sell the products. Maybe they have a history in network marketing and they just found the right products to sell, or maybe they need the money more than their upline does, whatever. But like, there are people who run circles around their uplines. I mean, including me. Like, my upline was very successful when I joined, but she doesn't do very much anymore. And it's like, I have way outranked her as far as like longevity goes, right? And so it's just, you can have people who join you, and it's like, so I wouldn't have your own results, your actual results, hold you back from recruiting, because like,
yeah, and that it has. So I need to change my head and find a way to promote what I actually have. And I think that most people are money driven, which I think, in the real sense, I think people, that's really what everyone is driven by, is money. But that a secondary could be these other things, and that's probably what I should be going for.
Here's the thing. There are people like me. I am very money motivated. Very. That's why I joined. I joined so that I could quit my job. Literally, that's the reason I joined. It's the reason that I worked so hard. I'm very money motivated. But I didn't think that I could actually do it. So the money itself wasn't enough. Because even though I understand that there's money available, I was like, but I don't know how to sell anything. I'm not going to do videos. I don't know how to do makeup. I'm not going to make money. So even though I understood that I could, I didn't think that I would. And so the things that got my attention were like, but you get a discount on your products. Or like, honestly, for me, I really enjoy posting on Facebook. So it's like, well, all it is posting on Facebook. And I was like, well, I do that every day anyway. So like, there had to be something that called to me that was more than the money. That's kind of like a gateway that gets me to where I can access the money. I don't know if that makes sense. But like talking about those gateways kind of, it will get people to where they're in. And then once, like literally the day that I joined, I made $300. And I was sold. Like just sold. Like literally I've worked ever since then, right? I was like, but I needed those like little things of like, oh, I'm just going to join and I'm just going to post a couple of times. I'm just going to join and I'm just going to get some products at a discount and see how it goes. And so like they need that like, sure, I'll join because of blah, blah, blah. Like they need that. Some people, not everyone. Some people need that. But then when they get, they get the like very first check and they're like, oh, this is real. It could literally be $20. And I'm telling you, a person who is money motivated they could take off. So, but find the gateways. So anyway, I need to give you an assignment. I would really like for you to actually do that assignment that I said, which is to write down everything that this business has given you that isn't money. And then a further assignment from that, if you want to take this further, would be to then like write posts around each of those things. And I post about the opportunity once a week, but with the sign up promo coming in January, you could just take all of those reasons and you could just...
Is there going to be free sign up in January?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have someone that she's a hairstylist. She's petite, so she's in the Miss Petite beauty pageant or whatever.
Mm-hmm. She's
representing the state of Alabama, and she really wants to do this, but she does not have the money.
Yeah.
So we actually did a party, and I think it's because it was 2 weeks before Christmas. Mm-hmm. People are strapped for money, so nobody's buying.
Yeah.
So because I was like, all you need to buy is or sell is like 5 sets. You can get your membership,
Mm-hmm.
the fee, and you're still going to make money, and get your own set for yourself.
Yep.
And walk away with it. But you can't get those 5. So
yeah.
I was in the back of my mind, I'm like, I think January is going to be free sign up. So
yep.
It's so late now anyway in December. I'll push her into January and just get her the free sign up. And maybe these other people that I'm talking about, I'll just start conversations with them.
Exactly.
And then when January hits, it'll be like, here you go. It's free. So you've got nothing to lose.
Yep. And that is a very good gateway. You have nothing to lose, and then they get in and they love it for one of those. It might be one of those other reasons. It might be community. It might be, ooh, I feel like I'm achieving something. It might be, ooh, I like learning. It's another big thing. So you get them in because that's the gateway, but then you launch them and you help them make money. And I'm telling you, if you can help people make even like $5, they're going to stick and stay and they're going to try.
All right.
Okay? This was awesome. I really enjoyed this call.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, hold on.